right, guys, back at it here in Boise. I'm going to be diving into sold data coming out of October. We will also touch on active and pending data for the early weeks in November here and compare it to what we've seen happen so far this year and some of what we saw happen next year. You know us over here at Open House Boise. We love tracking trends. So we're going to look active into pending into sold data. And we're going to actually start in the reverse there and talk about what sold data coming out of October looked like. And we're going to start that with a conversation around average price of a home. Look at this gap between new and existing homes here. I have been watching this gap narrow for at least the last half of the year, if not all year long. And if you look at a month over month basis, new construction gained 0.4%. That's in October, guys. We saw interest rates touch 8% in October and stay there stubbornly. And somehow the existing home inventory was selling for 0.4% more than it had been all year long. So, or month over month, excuse me. And then if I take it over to new construction, that's the worst month I've seen new construction have this year at a negative 1.1%. That's a loss of about 8 grand on the cost of a new construction home. And year to date is a telling sign here. 3.4% we've lost year to date in the existing space. That's nothing. And then we're down about 10% in the new construction space. That's definitely a trend we've been watching. We've been losing about a percentage every month, some months a little worse than others. But that is where we're seeing, we sort of bottomed out in the existing space in July. We saw no movement in home value in July, and then we've seen actually an increase in home value coming into September and October, which brought us out of about a 4.something% depreciation for the year back up into the low 4 there, 3.4% depreciation in value. So we're going to keep our eye on that. It would blow my mind if November shows that same trend continuing of increased value of properties on average in Ada County. But hey, I wasn't expecting to see that in October either. So price per square foot's a metric that I always follow because I think it's a good way to measure the opportunity of an old versus a new home. And check this out. The gap reached $7 cheaper. It is now $7 cheaper to buy a new home than it is to buy an existing home here in the Valley. And if you are considering a purchase out here, hit me up. We'll talk about the good opportunities, the good builders to buy from, because I would say take a long look at new before you buy an old house out here. There's still a decent amount of competition. And then the final piece of the puzzle here, inventory. Inventory is climbing in the new construction space. I think a lot of spec homes that were being built throughout the year are now finished and they're moving a little more slowly. And also existing home inventory is flat at 2 months of inventory. Now, when I say a month's inventory, I'm talking about if we stopped bringing homes to market, we would sell through everything we have in the course of, for existing homes, 2 months, and for new construction, 3.4 months. A neutral market is about 6 months of inventory. So we could just about double our inventory in both spaces out here and still be in what I would consider a neutral to seller's market here in the Valley. Now, today's numbers are important because this is how we're going to track trends moving forward. The number of listings across the Valley hasn't moved at all. It's 2,103 active listings. Now, pending listings is definitely worth noticing. We lost about 93 listings on average last report, which was coming out of September. Here we are again coming out of October with negative, with now about 95 listings, putting us at 1,404 listings. I scrolled back in the data, and this is just about on par with where we were this time last year for pending listings. In fact, through January, we were hovering around the 1,400 mark, and we climbed into the high 18s middle of the year. And I would expect that what we're seeing here is seasonal demand on top of, some pressure on demand from the cost of living with borrowed money, etc. Median days on market. All right, this is a really cool one, guys. Look at the pending median days on market at 9 days. That means half of the homes in the Valley are selling in 9 days or less. And that's down about 0.6 from the average coming out of October. So they actually started selling faster coming out of October than they did coming out of September, which is an interesting. It was up to about 11 days for a pending. Median days on market was 11 for a pending listing. It is now 9, and then the median days on market for an active listing is 47 days. Huge difference there. And what that means to me, guys, and as you're planning your sales strategy out here, you want to be on the 9-day list. You do not want to be on the 47 list, because we've seen 47 days completely change the industry out here with interest rates. So having a price strategy that moves your home, I think right now is more important than ever. If you're considering selling, a link to my calendar is in the description below. Hit me up. Love talking real estate. I'm sure that I can help you bulletproof your listing so that you can go live and sell within the course of about 3 weeks out here. And stay on the 9-day list, guys. You don't want to be 47 days on market out here. But it is interesting to see that on an active listing. And that number is up 3 days from the average coming out of October. And that's important because it was down in the very low 40s coming out of September. So we are seeing a trend, and active listings are sitting on market longer. Makes perfect sense considering the economic conditions. But when you weigh it against a pending listing at 9 days, there's an interesting juxtaposition here. Don't get your price wrong, long story short. And then median price. An active listing, the median price is coming down. That is because we need to be competitive coming into the winter here. And we have been seeing that trend down for at least 4 months now, where people are needing to get more realistic. And then I also think some more affordable homes have been coming to market end of the summer here. So we're really looking at $529,000 is the median price of an active listing. That's down about $5,000. And then on the pending side, $489,250. That's up, guys. I mean, yes, we're down $1,000 on compared to the average coming out of October. But I've been watching that number all year and reporting on it, and it had been hovering around $460,000, maybe touching 470. September and October were very interesting in that they put a lot of value on the pending median home price, and 489 is above national average by about 90,000, maybe a little more than that. So I think we still a competitive market here on average. Homes are still selling fast. My last $1 million listing went in 7 days. So it absolutely is a quick moving market out here. If you're considering relocating, or you need to move to Boise or the Boise area for that matter, I'm all over town out here. Hit me up and we'll make it simple for you. Hopefully this was helpful today. If you have any questions, or there's something I could be doing better in these videos to educate you on the market here, let me know. Comments below. Shoot me a text message directly. I'll put my number down in the description as well. My calendar links down there. And I'd love to talk real estate. Have a wonderful week, guys, and we'll talk soon.